Gloria Estefan, Can't Stay Away From You. Good morning, I'm Becky Want. It's 10:10. And if you've got one in the family, you'll know that toddlers are gorgeous, funny, exhausting and at times infuriating. They're also apparently pretty good at helping troubled teenagers turn their behaviour around. Jason, Josh and David, I think it's fair to say, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they all had certain problems at school until they were helped by the charity Teens and Toddlers. By going into nurseries and befriending toddlers. You will hear from them in a moment. First, Michelle Farrell is the Northwest Regional Manager for the project. So first of all, good morning all. You are very welcome. Got a cast of thousands in here. What's this project all about? How does it work?
Okay, Teens and Toddlers works to support young people to achieve the best they possibly can, to raise their aspirations, confidence and self-esteem. Young people take part in an 18-week programme.
18 weeks?
18 weeks. They support and mentor a small child in a nursery. Now, students are chosen to come on the programme because teachers may feel that they've perhaps not been attending school as regular as they should do, or they might be not achieving as well as they are able to do so. So our programme supports young people to re-engage them back into education. So there's a number of ways we do that. The first is in the classroom time, where we get to know the students and we cover a curriculum which leads up to a national award in interpersonal skills. So we've got the classroom, the written work, where the young people do the reflective practice and we look at things around blocks to learning, anger management.
But what about, never mind about all that in the classroom, what about this? 13-year-old boys looking after toddlers. I mean, as we know, I'm the mother of a 15-year-old. I know what toddlers can be like. I know what 15-year-olds can be like as well. So, yes, Jason, Josh and David are here. How old were you when you actually did this?
I was 13.
You were 13 years old, Jason. OK. What did you think of the idea of mentor? In fact, what did it mean when we say mentoring a toddler? What did you have to do?
You had to take care of them.
Yeah. For how long?
For 18 weeks.
Not exclusively, not on your own.
No, it's once
Here's
a week.
a baby.
It's an 18-week programme.
It was every Friday.
Every Friday?
After during school.
For how long were you with a little one for?
About 2 hours.
And was it the same toddler every week or was it a different child?
I had one toddler, but there was like 5 different, so...
Right, okay.
It's kind of everyone.
Okay, so let me ask you, Josh, how old was we're talking about toddlers, how old? How old was the little one that you looked after?
Mine was about 4.
Right, okay.
But I was playing with him and I was like playing with loads of other people.
And why did you do it, Josh? Did you do it because you were told you had to do it, or did you...
I got asked to, and I thought it'd be a good idea to work with kids. So it'll help me when I'm older, I have my own kids. It's more of an experience.
Aren't little ones, 2, 3, 4-year-olds, David, aren't they a bit irritating?
Well, I'll admit, sometimes they can be,
Yeah,
sometimes.
Of course. We all think that, yeah.
But you have to work around it, don't you?
What did you think when you were asked to do this?
I thought it'd be a good idea and get a bit more work experience.
Did you?
And ever since then, I've been babysitting.
Really?
Yeah.
So because of this project, then you thought, oh, actually, I quite like little ones. They're quite fun. And so this has meant that you've actually gone on and done babysitting duties.
Yeah.
Is this? I mean, this is the kind of thing you want to hear, isn't it, Michelle?
Well, the main thing with these 3 boys, which has been wonderful, and with all the students on our programme, we do see a real increase in attendance at school, in attitude to schools, and in aspiration. To think all 3 boys would report that the programme re-engaged them with education and helped them see the value of that, and actually attending school on a regular basis would really help them achieve what they want to achieve. The toddler element is that very much so, that young people and toddlers do work very well together, although it can be quite hard to imagine the beautiful relationship that just develop very quickly, because toddlers see these young people in their pureness, if you like. So they've got no knowledge of them prior to them coming onto the programme. So toddlers just accept and get on with that relationship and very quickly develop a closeness with the young people, so much so that if any of the young people ever miss a session, their toddler will let them know about it. The following week,
I can imagine that, and you're painting a very rosy picture. But what did the parents say? You know, when you went to parents and said, OK, your little one is in nursery, in a nursery situation or preschool situation, and you've got, a 13-year-old boy, or we were asking you, can a 14-year-old boy who's got problems at school, can he look after your little one? What kind of reaction did you get from parents?
The reaction has been very positive, actually. Nurseries lead on the parental consent for the toddlers. However, nurseries do have an awful lot of student placements in, so our programme doesn't differ that much from a student placement in a nursery. So it's not unusual for teenagers to be spending time in a nursery one afternoon a week working with the nursery staff. And what's so positive about that relationship is our young people are treated as adults within the nursery and are seen as part of the team, which again, that seeks to increase the confidence
and that's different
and self-esteem.
That's different, isn't it, boys, from the school situation? You know, you're part of the adult team when you're in a nursery, as opposed to the kind of the mass of pupils. So were you all 13 when you did this? Were you, the three of you, 13?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So we've got them here, Jason, Josh and David. So if I can just ask you, what was the most difficult part about working with toddlers, would you say? What was the most challenging thing?
Well, my little one he didn't speak at all. And then after a few weeks getting to know him, he first ever spoke, it was to me. So
really?
That made me really happy.
Oh, I can imagine.
Pleased.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a real positive. But, you know, when he didn't speak, I suppose it was very difficult. Yeah, challenging is the word, isn't it? And how old was he, did you say, your little
4.
one? He was 4. Yeah. What was the hardest part for you, Josh and Jason?
Well, mine was like my toddler. He liked to go out and run about, and then like when he fell over and got hurt, it's challenging. You know what to do, so like you had to like help him up.
Yeah.
And call a first aid over.
Yeah. And did you feel a bit responsible as well? You know, that
she was first on the scene and helped him out.
Yeah. What about you? In fact, let's talk about the positives, Jason. What did you enjoy about it?
I enjoyed the playing with the toddler and taking care of him.
Yeah. And how has it changed you? Has it changed you at all? Has doing this changed you? You know, because were you not attending school as you should have been, the three of you?
Before I started the programme, I was getting into trouble and really angry, and when I started it changed my way of learning.
Are you going to school more now?
Yeah.
And do you feel like you're less angry?
Yeah.
And you really put that down to working with little ones?
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it? What about you, Josh?
Well, I was always in school, it's I was a bit disruptive in lessons. But when I went today, it's made me more grown up, more mature. So now I can calm down in lessons and just get on with work and help other people in the lesson.
It's interesting, isn't it? It's this business of being treated as a part of the adult team.
Absolutely.
Rather than being treated as a child.
Absolutely. It's very much about giving young people an opportunity in an environment that treats them as adults and gives them more responsibility and helps them see that the importance of being responsible for somebody else other than themselves, you know, because to be fair to say that sometimes young people can think the world just revolves around them, which is...
Really?
Do you think that? Yes. and this programme really helps them see they're working in a small group, so they're often working with young people that they may not have worked with before. So we work with 8 students at any given time. So they become part of a group that's slightly separate from school. So they've got the responsibility towards the group members and the responsibility towards the children that they're working with. And before that may not have happened. So we expect the very best from young people, and we say that right at the beginning of the programme. So we don't expect that it might just be okay and they might just limp through. We expect that they're going to do very well, and if we say that often enough to young people, then they will believe that and do that, and that's what's really important.
Have you improved as far as school is concerned in any way, David?
I would say so. I have, yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did any of this kind of put you off? Did you think, actually, children are great, but I'm very happy to give them back to their parents or whatever at the end of the day, and I'd like to be a dad at some stage, but really not quite yet. Was there any sense of that?
I wanted to just carry on for good, me.
Did you?
Yeah.
Ah,
I didn't want to give him back.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Really?
It was always sad when you had to go back to the classroom as well, because like they all got upset and didn't know what to do because you've been playing with them for an hour or 2 hours, and they all got upset when you left.
And crying and shout, "See you next week," and all that was so cute.
When the programme ended, you had to tell them that you weren't going to come back because you was like the programme was ending, and that was quite difficult for me because you really bonded with me.
Do you miss them?
Yeah.
Fancy. It's amazing, isn't it, to hear?
It is amazing, but it is how just to see that in action, just to go to a nursery, say, for example, in my role, going to nurseries and saying, we've got 8 students from a local high school, I'd really love to work with your little toddlers. Would that be okay? It's like, let me think about that. But because we've been delivering programmes since 2011, we're in 26 local authorities.
You know what? On paper, you think, ooh, teenage boys, sorry, but I do talk as the mother of one, 13, 14-year-old with toddlers. How is that going to work? What is that going to achieve? But by the sound of things, it's certainly,
absolutely, yes.
As far as these 3 boys are concerned, it sounds like it has been very successful. Thank you all very much indeed. Thank you for joining me and explaining exactly what Teens and Toddlers was, because I had to say I've never heard of it before. And Michelle, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
It's nice to see you this morning here on BBC Radio Manchester. It's just gone 10:20.
BBC Radio Manchester. Travel